Amid the start of the gathering in Egypt, the International Union of Superiors General, which represents over 600,000 religious sisters, released a statement saying in part, quote, "It is necessary to listen carefully to the voices of those affected by environmental disasters." Joining us now from Rome is Sister Sheila Kinsey, coordinator of Sowing Hope for the Planet. Sister Kinsey, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Can you tell us more about this meeting and also the statement that you published?
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about that, because we're talking about our way of expressing for everyone what we come to think and what we feel and what we want to bring about in our work with the planet, with all of creation that exists in our planet and with our cosmos. So this statement was developed around three principles. One is dealing with the whole idea of the environment, as well as the persons and how we affect one another, and bringing in the indigenous people. How can we listen to those who are on the marginalized, listen to their wisdom, and to bring it forth? So we have begun really focusing on this issue from 2018, and then following up then really wanting to actualize the Laudato Si, and then finding a way to really promote the Laudato Si action platform. So it's a way of really making the statement that this is what we want to be noted for, and this is what we want to share with others, and really engage others in being with us as we move forward in making this a healthy planet, a planet that we want everyone to thrive on and to live in a way that benefits all of us.
And I'm curious, why did you feel the need to speak out for the most vulnerable? And also, has there been any response so far?
Well, as religious, we are in all of the areas around the world, and so we're listening to those who are in places that are very vulnerable and who are marginalized. And so we're not only wanting to speak for them, we find that their voice is what is important. And so raising that up, because they are the ones that are most affected by what's happening with the climate, for example. And so their voice needs to be put into all of what's happening. And we all are one family. We have one common home. And because we are on the verge of dealing with a crisis in terms of what's happening with the changes in the environment, you can look at the catastrophes, the famine, the floods, the fact that we're having trouble just even growing food, for example, and the ways that we are finding that we need to counter this with a way that really is helpful and not just use synthetic ways of dealing with issues.
Sister, we're almost out of time, but I'm wondering quickly, can you tell us more about the International Union of Superiors General, and also what are some of the projects that you're working on?
The International Union of Superiors Generals is comprised of the leaders, the international leaders of religious women's congregations, so about 2,000 of them, and that really looks at about 600,000 religious sisters. So as we look at the Sowing Hope for the Planet, we are really encouraging what's happening on the local level. So we're looking at issues related to water, we're looking at the overuse of plastics, we're looking at our own lifestyles in terms of a simpler lifestyle. How can our economy, we have many that are divesting from fossil fuels and are reinvesting in alternative energy sources. So how can we partner with those who are in the north, with those that are in the south, so that we can make a way of working together, as a family. So there are many issues related to all of these that we need to capture and to organize together in a way that we educate one another and we find it reflective in our own spirituality and our way of life. That the way that we treat one another, the way we treat the environment has an impact on how we treat our God and how we relate to God in a way that really is life-giving for us and for others.
Well, Sister, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. We really appreciate it. God bless you.